Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another video, and this is a paid request for Travis. Thank you so much for that. For those interested, requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, a full playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. And this time it is The Food of the Gods, which I've heard of this film. I'd seen posters. I know the guys at Dead Pit, they reviewed this a while ago. But I never saw this until now. It is on Tubi for free, at least at the time of this recording. And I liked it. I mean, for what it is, it's not a classic or anything. But I'm kind of a sucker of these older nature run amok type of movies, where the special effects may not be the best, but I find a bit of charm to them. It's a short movie. It's only an hour and 28 or so minutes. It's pretty short. And there's also that bit you're watching, you're questioning how they shot some of these scenes, especially with the rats, which I'll get to. But it's directed by Bert I. Gordon, which after this he did a film called Empire of the Ants, which that's a film that I've seen the trailer to. I don't know if I remember the trailer vividly, but I don't know if I've seen the film. And he really liked to do like big things, meaning like he did, I think, The Amazing Colossal Man back in the day, and he was in those sci-fi films of the 50s, so I guess it's kind of his transition to doing these type of films, but kind of remnants of those old, they something ate something, or experiment gone awry, or something else, and you get these big motherfuckers. And the story's pretty simple. It takes place on an island. This football player, played by Marjoe Gortner, and his buddy. Before I go on, Marjoe Gortner, which I've seen him in other stuff, he was the main villain in American Ninja 3. He's appeared in other stuff too. He's an interesting guy in terms of, when you look at his backstory, he was raised in a very religious background where his parents, they saw something in him, and by the time he was like 4 years old, they were propping him up to be an evangelist, like a 4 or 5-year-old evangelist. Oh, he could do stuff and he could get people's attention, and so he was raised to really be acting as big as possible for the church. Hallelujah, as this kid, child prodigy evangelist. And pretty much as he got older, he realized this isn't really the way to go. I don't really want to do this. I don't want this to be my life. And he wanted to be an actor. So I don't know if there was ever like a documentary made on the guy, but it seemed like it would be interesting to see. His acting, I didn't mind it. I know some people really were not that impressed. I don't know. I've seen a lot worse. I thought it's more that the character, the way it's written, is nothing special. I don't think it's the actor's fault. It's just with the script he's given, other than he's a football player, which really doesn't come into notion of the rest of the movie. It just happens to be a football player. If it's one of those things like he's a quarterback, he's got to like throw stuff like grenades and stuff and be on target, which he does throw stuff, but it's not like, oh, it's because of his football abilities. No, I mean, he just happens to be a football player. But it's like, okay. Other than that, and him and his two buddies going to his island to relax after some football stuff, that's pretty much it. They get over there, they split up, one of the buddies gets killed by these big wasps, and when they find him, he's been all stung up. They take his body back to shore. The doctors say he got stung by like It seems like by 100 bees, or wasps, I should say, more like a couple giant ones, but they don't know that yet. Well, actually, they know something's up because how could I forget? The lead guy, Marjoe Gortner, tries to get help at this farm, one of the only things on the island that has Skinner, Mr. and Mrs. Skinner. Mr. Skinner's not there, but Mrs. Skinner there. And he knocks on this thing and he goes in. It's a giant chicken. Or I should say a giant rooster. A giant rooster trying to fight him. And this is when you either are with the film or you shut it off and you never watch it again. To me, I'm like, okay, this is... It's weird, it's funny, like, if you think about it, to have these animals giant-sized, if somehow this happened in reality, this is what they would look like, because they would move and talk, and not talk, but they would move and whatever sounds they make, like a real animal, like a real chicken, so you just make them bigger. It's just that, funny enough, if you did this with practical effects, I don't know how to put it, like, I don't know. Maybe just because you did design it the way you want to try to make it look less goofy. No matter what, you can't make a giant chicken not goofy looking. The idea of it alone is going to elicit laughter. And then a lot of these times, they also have like rats. They have wasps, chickens, rats, and kind of these like grub worms. Those are the four things. And they do this thing where with the rats and the chickens, those just have regular animals, but then they'll have like models of RVs or vehicles or houses. And then up close would be puppetry. Now for me, I find this stuff kind of charming and kind of funny, and I'm entertained by it. Some people may not be that lenient on it, so I can't blame you for it. But your lead character being assaulted by a chicken, I thought it was kind of funny. And I hate chickens, so he tells it with a pitchfork. I'm like, good. I like eating chickens, but so many times I fucking do reviews and I hear beep 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 beep, and I'm like, fuck you, I wish there were Popeye's chicken. Steal them and give them all there. No more chickens. But anyway, seriously, like I said, this is gonna be the make or break scene, I think. I'm like, okay, it's it's entertaining. It has a goofy charm for me, at least. The idea are a sucker for these. I actually have a book. I think it's in the other room. That's like a Nature Gone Amok book. That the guy like reviewed a bunch of those type of things. So like killer animal films like Cujo or Arachnophobia or Alligator. Like I'm a sucker for a lot of those type of movies. Shockma, Link, etc. I don't know why. Just something fun about them to me. So after the chicken and especially I get rooster, the puppet like poking him. He finally gets a pitchfork, stabs it, and you see like the other chickens are kind of staring at him, going like they don't know what to do, just confused. Then sees Mrs. Skinner, but Mr. Skinner hasn't come home yet. If you're wondering why I keep doing that, because I always think of The Simpsons when I think of Skinner. Principal Skinner. Skinner! So she explains to Marjoe Gortner that there was this food that came out of the ground, and they called the food of the gods, because the Lord gave us this. And we mixed it with the seed and put it into the chickens, and the baby chickens grew to that size. But other animals get into it, like the wasps. The rats eat through and they get some of it, and then that's, even worms. Now the worms only happen like in one scene where the woman is the Mrs. Skinner finds it on her arm. The wasps are kind of the first to get taken care of, and then it's mainly just the rats that they have to deal with. Now when the attacks happen, I kind of like that they try to be a bit bloody as they could. Now, part of me wishes they went all the way and like a rat like tore an arm off, or you see like a ripped throat, or maybe if there's an Italian movie, you would see more of that. And if so, I kind of wish they went the more Italian, just really. But there's still like Mr. Skinner. He arrives and he gets attacked, and you have these like puppet heads of rats like biting all over him, but he's like covered in blood over, and they're like drying his body. So I kind of like how intense they try to make these scenes. Just throw whatever blood they can. And it's around that time when Marjoe Gortner and his buddy take their dead buddy home. And then they decide to come back because they want answers and what really happened. Now, his buddy who's alive, I recognize that guy, but I don't wrote his name down. Jon Cypher. The guy that goes back to the island with the lead, with Marjoe Gortner, Jon Cypher was in the Dolph Lundgren film Masters of the Universe. He was Man-at-Arms. Because I'm like, I know this guy looks familiar. Why does he look familiar? I'm like, oh shit, he was Dolph Lundgren's buddy, Man-at-Arms and Masters of the Universe for Canon Films. I'm like, oh shit, okay. So that was more of me, not so much the characters I was rooting for, but more of, oh, I remember that guy, and oh, I know that guy, who that is. It's just fascinating to see them in a different movie. Sometimes I get that way. But yeah, one's a football player, one is a guy who knows him. The other characters, there's a couple, and the lady's pregnant. There's a businessman who made a deal with Mr. Skinner before and is trying to buy this food of the gods for his company. He has a female assistant. And her and Marjoe Gortner kind of have a little bit of lovey-dovey stuff. Which, hey, there's no time for love, Dr. Jones. But I recognize some of these people. Like the female assistant is Pamela Franklin. She was in this film called The Legend of Hell House, which I do like. Especially for Roddy McDowall. It's a haunted house movie. Thought that was pretty good from the 70s. So she was in that. And the business guy who's the asshole of the group, I recognize him. He's Ralph Meeker. In the TV movie The Night Stalker with Kolchak, I think it's the first one, in Las Vegas. He plays the FBI guy who is friends with Kolchak. And at the end when they tell him to leave, or the FBI guy's like, he's not happy about it, but he has to go along with it. So that's Ralph Meeker. Because I'm like, oh, cool. Because I love the Night Stalker. I love the Kolchak character. I like the two TV movies, The Night Stalker and Night Strangler, and I love the Kolchak TV show. So I'm like, oh, cool. Gee, he was in the first one. Playing much more of an asshole character. So again, these characters are not really anything to run home to. In comparison, like look at Tremors. Or look at Arachnophobia. That's how you make characters much more interesting, much more funny, much more personality. Just look at Tremors and Arachnophobia, and that's how you're able to do that with much more better writing and better capable performances because of that writing. Here, they're kind of just stock characters. But it moved at a good pace to me because it's like, okay, you gotta deal with the Wasp. A lot of shotgun fun. If you love the shotgun, as I do, there's a lot of shotgun fun. Because they shoot the shit out of these wasps. It's interesting how they kind of blow up into like a puff of black smoke. I mean, is that what happens with wasps when they die? They just, this puff of black smoke? I thought that was an interesting choice. And then when they got to deal with the rats, They shoot the shit out of a lot of rats. Now, I don't know how they did this. I'm guessing with paintballs. Either they had something with the fake blood and just went with this high pressure, or it looked like a fucking paintball. Because a lot of rats get fucked up. I don't like rats, but I don't want animals to die for a movie. Like, I hate snakes, I hate rats, I hate spiders, I hate all that shit. If they're in my room, well, hopefully snake is in my room, but they don't die. Don't die, die badly. Don't be in my room, don't be in my house. It'll be fine. Stay the fuck out there. Well, actually, don't even be around this area. Just stay the fuck away. Go like 5 miles away from me, then we'll be fine. But I don't want them to die for a movie. But yeah, some of it's like these rats, each time the shotgun and the rat, and I'm like, God damn. I felt something. I don't know if I was feeling like sorry for the rats, because I guess we're told they didn't die, but I bet it didn't fucking feel good either. I'm surprised this movie didn't get canceled and off of Tubi for animal cruelty. It probably will one day with how things are, but man, all these people that bitch about animal cruelty, show them this movie. Please show them this movie, and they'll watch them lose their fucking mind. They will lose their fucking shit. These like a lot of these PC, and then part of me is like, I don't give a shit about rats, so like okay, but at the same time, again, I don't want someone to die for a movie, but I definitely feel something, and they shoot the shit out of a lot of rats. And thinking real life is paintballs. Although or like maybe like a squirt of blood, like, but again, definitely I bet didn't feel good. But yeah, they just, there's a point where the female assistant falls to a cave. So the lead, Marjoe Gortner, tries to go in. He falls in. They're trapped in this tunnel system. And he's shooting a couple rats or has to smack some in the face. And up close, you have the puppetry, little puppet stuff for the rats. There's a point that, they're trying to figure out what to do next. So they drive off. Now they see a bunch of rats off the road on this camper. And I'm sitting there going, okay, get the people and drive through. Like, they're over here off the side of the road. Drive, motherfucker, drive. But Marjoe Gortner's not sure. And I mean, I can understand in the heat of the moment, you're unsure. What if they turn? What if they rush over here? What if they overturn the car? What if they break through the windows? So I can understand him being hesitant. But some people are pissed about that. Some of the characters get eaten. Marjoe Gortner decides to make pipe bombs. And yeah, there are times he throws and you see like rats. I'm like, man, filmmaking was really different back then. Really fucking different. Team of the spiders, yeah, we kill, a couple hundred spiders. You literally see cars driving over them and squishing them. Rats, yeah, we shoot the shit out of them with paintballs or fake blood and they fly off. Or some of you tell, like, smacks them in the eye. Like, God damn. I don't mean to laugh, but I was more like the God damn, man. Jesus. But I mean, if you like shotgun fun, and it has plenty of it. And I guess part of me is like, I don't like rats, so I don't feel as bad as I should, but I don't know. At the same time, I'm like, God damn. I like that a lot of the deaths, they throw a lot of blood on there to make it, like, I wish they went a bit further, but and it depends how you feel about when you see, like, people look in, it'll be like a model of a house, and they put, like, real rats on there. It depends how you feel about that. Some will be cheated and say, oh, it should be practical effects or something. On the flip side, I mean, if the most realistic is using real animals, so it depends if you find that charming or not. I do. Doesn't mean I love every film that's done in, but to me, I think because It moved at a good enough pace, had a decent amount of action. You know, hell, they take the dynamite, like the bomb, and they blow up a whole wasp nest when they're in the house, and a little bit of a siege movie. They're shooting the shit out of a bunch of rats. There's even like a white rat, white mouse, and Marjoe Gortner beats the shit out of it. And you just see the up close puppet and covered in blood. Just beats the fuck out of that rat. What was that rat? The white rat in Willard? I forget what his name was. Socrates or something? Beat the fuck out of him. So the effects I found charming, whether bad or whatever they were. I think the cast acting was fine. It's just their characters are pretty one note. The writing, I think, could have helped the characters a lot. Like, give them some like humor or some personality or something for the actors to sink their teeth into. It's a short enough film. It doesn't take too long for it to get going, and I didn't find many slow spots. Yeah, like I said, you get a lot of shotgun fun, and you do have some laughs, like the giant rooster thing and stuff. You get chuckle out of. And they do leave room for a sequel, heavy spoilers, where Marjoe Gortner, the female assistant, and the couple, one of them's pregnant, the four of them get out to safety. Because the rest have died. And Marjoe Gortner's talking about, hopefully we got it all, we got all the food of the gods, and of course you see some containers float down the water, and eventually get to a place where there's cows, and they're drinking it up. Then their milk gets to the kids, you see a kid drinking it. We were told by Mrs. Skinner earlier that, well, the baby chicks grew, so what's going to happen with these people? These kids. Now, what's funny is there was a Food of the Gods 2, but I think they ignored this movie. Now, I don't think I ever saw Food of the Gods 2. That was made in the 80s. And I think... Well, I might have seen it once, but I don't remember anything about it. And I don't think I ever reviewed it. So, but I remember the trailer, because the trailer is voiced by Percy Rodriguez, who did the trailer to Jaws, many other trailers. May he rest in peace, one of the best trailer voice actors ever. I would say my favorite. And again, that was an 80s, but I think it was only... That's the one, like, if you see the clip of the big boy, like the boy groan and says, "Get the fuck out of here." That's where it's from, it's Food of the Gods 2. I know that's become like a meme in recent years, but the older, like the kid that's like giant now, "Get the fuck out of here." That's from Food of the Gods 2. I know that's popped up from time to time and like Instagram and other places. And it's only about, other than that, it's only rats. I think it's only rats. I think at one point it's like a swimming pool. I think it's also called Gnaw. Gnaw. Food of the Gods 2. Which I'm like, that's kind of weird to make a sequel to this movie so many years after. And yeah, I don't think it plays into this whole... I don't think so. Unless maybe that's why with the big kid... I don't know. I only saw it once. I didn't even know what the hell it was. And this was like over a decade ago. So... Anyway. As it was, I had fun with the movie. If you're not into these type of movies, I don't know if it changed your mind, but it's on Tubi for free if you want to give it a watch. With that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.